Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. Welcome back to the Fan Club podcast, everybody. We are in studio today, and this is a little focus on our two California dreamin' boys. Lawsy and Frizz just got back from an incredible weekend out in sunny, beautiful California, LA, La La Land. It's another nickname for it. Hollywood. Everything.
Wow. City of Angels.
City of Angels. They're back, and we're going to kind of let them take it away and talk all about the amazing Celsius Pickleball tournament that they attended at Mr. David Dobrik's home. Welcome back, fellers.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a lot to chat about today, that's for sure. We have a lot of stories of this duo trip that me and Frizz went on. I'm curious, though, did you guys have FOMO looking at anything, or how did it feel for you guys watching it from afar?
Yes, I don't know.
Really? Yeah, like, what was it?
It would have been great. It would have been super cool. I feel like if I say no, it's just going to make it, like, downplay your weekend, and I know it's awesome, but no, I don't really get FOMO.
Yeah, I know. I was really happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, when you were sending those videos and photos of who you guys met, I was like, dang, that's sweet. And out of all the guys in the group, you two were the most deserving, I would say, because you guys, Frizz followed him since he was a little boy.
Yeah.
And Lawson, you were big into it, too.
I had, like, when I would meet the people, like, that I watched and stuff, I had to, like, catch myself from saying, oh, I watched you while I was growing up, but I didn't watch them when I was like 10, watch them when I was like 15 till whatever. So I didn't want to like make it sound like I've just been like some little boy and I've looked up to them the whole time.
And they're all within 6-7 years age range.
Yes, so I had to catch myself from saying that a couple times.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Shark Boy, you probably were, kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for him for sure.
Yeah, I was very happy. And it looked super cool, just everything, too. So that was a big thing.
Yeah, and me and Frizz were saying, too, that it worked out. I think we're in the hotel room just saying, like, okay, it's a good thing that me and you are here because it kind of felt like it was somewhat meant to be because we were really, really enjoying ourselves and pumped about it. And not to say that someone swapping in and out, like, it would have felt the same way, I'm sure. But he did do a great job with helping me out, talking to a bunch of people that like he was in his role, he was having fun there, and he did a great job getting some connections. So
good job, Frizz.
it was a good duo that was meant to be, and yeah, we had a really fun time. So let's get into kind of like the trip. I think the funniest thing to start with this story is that how for the longest time we actually thought we were playing pickleball. There.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we truly did.
Because we got an email from Celsius, and the first email just said that you guys are invited to a pickleball tournament at David Dobrik's house, and I think our brains just immediately went to, oh, okay, like we're playing, so we have to do this our own tournament to find out who's the best. And some of you might have seen us play that tournament last week. After we were done playing it, we got another email. What did that email say, Will?
I was like, just to be clear, you're coming to support Celsius teams and cheer them on or something like that.
Fill the bleachers.
The word support was just crushing.
Yeah, fill the bleachers, and that kind of shifted things a little bit for you. Maybe is that kind of why you backed out of going?
That was it was that, and just had my 7th wedding of the summer that I attended on Saturday.
Yeah,
and it just would have been too much of a hassle, and taking a red-eye flight to come home and drive another 2 hours, and it would have been a lot. But yeah, if we were playing, I think I would have just sucked it up.
Yeah. No, I think it would have been tough to leave that early that night and just head home through the night. It would have been a hard morning on Saturday to get to a wedding after that.
Yeah, that would have been tough. I think maybe a year or two ago I would have definitely
made
done
it happen.
It.
Yeah.
The like what Lawson was saying, how we thought we were playing when we talked to I want to say 10 plus different people. They all thought the same thing. Everyone who got the same email, they all thought they were playing. And a lot of them thought, were like, I'd never even picked up a pickleball racket before. Why am I playing? So that it was funny that it wasn't just us who made that.
Because originally,
assumption.
I think we thought it was just like a fun celebrity mess around pickleball tournament, but it looked pretty serious, and they were actually playing for
money, charitable money.
Charitable money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it got more and more serious as we went. Right before we went, we heard some things about it, and then when we got there, we realized when we were there, it's like, wow, this is decked out, a very well done, serious event that we were like, are we even going to be in his house? Are we even going to be, is everyone just going to be watching and we're not going to know anyone? Like, what's the vibe? But no, they had everything there for this event, detailed out, and we'll get into that detail yet. But there was always a surprise around the corner for this trip.
I don't know, just the way I was picturing it, I honestly didn't think that we were ever going to be in his house. I thought it was just going to be only the yard and then the court, and the house would be locked or something. I just didn't understand his setup, how open everything is, and it was literally would have been impossible to not be in his house. So I'm glad it was like that.
That made it so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Celsius did a heck of a job, because that first email they wanted to be as low info where no one knew exactly what they're getting into, for the reason of it being at Dobrik's house and whatnot.
Well, they didn't want people to know and then show up. I'm sure maybe for him, he gets people in the area that if they know he's throwing a party, they might try to pull up on the driveway or do something. And where his place is located, it's not hard to get to, which was a little different than I expected. It was really similar to just a normal community with a driveway, but on a hill.
When we were just driving around in LA, we could have easily passed his
Really?
house.
Not gated or anything?
There was a gate
gated
in front.
community?
Not a gated community, just a gate in front of it.
Jeez.
But when we went to LA in the springtime, we took a little drive up in the hills, and 100% easily could have just passed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I've had in my head, was that you don't end up passing people's houses like that unless you're intentionally trying to get there. So if they see a car, they're like, hey, why are you here? But no, it's really just typical of you could just be going for a drive and end up there.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
That was new. Yeah.
Kicking it off on Thursday, we again had a nice noon flight. Didn't have to get up at 4 a.m, get to the airport. So that was awesome. But when we actually got to LA, because when Felipe picked us up last time with a rental car, let's just say that process is a lot easier than what we had to go and do.
Uber?
Oh, yeah. We had to, first of all, we were in this terminal where we had to go onto the tarmac, go onto a bus, and the bus was driving on the runway with planes driving beside it. So we had to drive on that, which probably took half an hour to get to the other gate where you get off. And then once we did that, we had to take another bus, which again probably took 15-20 minutes to go to the Uber rideshare location. And then once we got to the rideshare location, there's 4 different sections of where you go. There's cabs, Lyft, Uber, and shuttles. So you had to find your spot, and then even then the Uber's so detailed. It's your Uber is coming at 21B, and you have to go to the tent and find 21B. And
crazy.
And then it was a 50-minute drive to the hotel from there. It was a long process to get from the airport to the hotel.
Yeah, it was fun for me, because I said to Frizz when we were in Minneapolis that I'm not doing anything. I'm listening to you, and I'm following you throughout this whole entire day.
Oh,
and
jeez.
Yeah, it was just all right, we got to the airport. Where's my boarding pass? And then he realized that he didn't have those out, so he had to find our boarding passes. And then my brain was, I like to do that. I shut it off, and he thinks, and I just follow him.
He was the logistics guy the whole trip?
Yeah.
How would you rate his?
Good. Yeah, it was. I
Good.
think I gave him a 9.5 after leaving the airport.
Yeah, the real only logistics issue that we had was Celsius gave us an Uber code to use the day of the event, and it would not work at all. So then it like also like kind of glitched my my phone thing. So it's like I couldn't even use my own payment card when trying to order an Uber because it just kept going to the Uber code thing. So
Yeah.
then he had to use his brain a little bit and order one eventually. But yeah,
Yeah.
as for
was getting
logistical issues,
mad.
that's I was
Frizz
getting
was
pissed.
getting so
Oh.
mad at his phone.
I'm sure.
Why isn't this working? All right, man, let me try it. It worked for me.
Yeah, but then we were actually staying in a new area, which we didn't stay last time. Last time we were in downtown. This time we were like right in Hollywood at
Nice.
a pretty cool hotel. It was the pictures made it look nice, but once we got in there, the vibes were really high.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was a really cool hotel. I think right when we did that, we got to talk about the adventure we took to try to get to Rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's what we
That's
did.
where
right-
we were, right? Didn't we go there when
Kind
we
of,
drove
yeah.
past it
We
in the
kind of drove
rain.
past
It
it.
was
Yeah, it's raining.
So that's why I wanted to take Frizz somewhere that he hadn't seen before, and I knew Melrose and Rodeo were cool spots of LA. So we take the bird scooters and we go to eat first at Fat Sal's, really good sandwich place. He got the most ridiculous sandwich I've ever heard of.
I saw the
before.
Is
picture.
it called a heart attack?
Yeah,
No, it
probably.
Yeah, it should have been. It was so it's like a big sub, probably like 8 inches, and it was French fries, brisket, honey barbecue sauce, chicken fingers, mozzarella
What
sticks,
the heck?
Oh
fried
my.
onions,
Say
and
French fries.
yep, we got fries in there, and all wrapped up, and it came with like the paper. They wrapped it nice and tight, and Lawson actually made a good call because he got a much healthier version. And
Got
it
a
was
chicken,
like
bacon,
chick-
avocado.
Yeah, so a
Yeah.
nice like actual healthy sandwich, and we split them in half because if I would have taken down that whole one, I probably wouldn't have been feeling too well.
No.
And
after.
I regret making that offer to you too. 'Cause I was mad after I had to eat half of that. At first, it sounded good to have a bite, like that looked really good, and then I had 3 bites in. I'm like, I got to finish this. I would way rather have my
Gonna slow you down a
chicken,
little bit.
bacon, avocado because that thing was just a meatball.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing. It actually filled this guy up for the rest of the night. He only had a little bit of chips and guac.
No dinner.
Yeah,
Just some guacamole.
Typical.
guac king.
But yeah, that was our start of our adventure to Rodeo. We took our so then we birded a little bit to Melrose, and every time I'm looking at my map, I'm like, okay, like we're gonna go here because I think this is where the cool stores are and stuff. So then we'd go and we'd stop and we'd get off our birds and take the photo, and then we'd start walking like a couple blocks, and then I'd look back at my map and like, oh shoot, like we're way further than I thought we were. So then we get back on a bird, and then that's when we started sharing it, and then we'd go a little bit, and I'd be like, okay, like we're gonna hop off now, because sometimes we got into a problem with too many people on the sidewalks. We're like, all right, we just got to get off and walk the rest of the way. So then we do that, and then I was like, all right, we got to get back on a bird, or else we're gonna be walking for another mile. So we get back on, do that again. Did we do that 3 times?
Oh yeah, multiple.
I think we
times
did that
for
3
sure.
to 4 times, where I was like, okay, we'll stop here, and then we went into the grocery store, grabbed a drink, and then we're like, oh my goodness, now we have to walk another 30 minutes to get to Rodeo. So our last stretch was like we didn't even get close enough where we didn't have to walk 30 minutes to get to Rodeo still.
Dang.
It was very spread out, and it would have cost a fortune to do that if I
Yeah.
didn't get this like I don't know, it just popped up on my phone, this offer for 60 minutes of riding for $15
Yeah.
when our first ride to Fat Sal's was I think $9. So that thing saved us, honestly.
Yeah. Birds are expensive.
And the tandem was a little tough at some points. We had to, every time there'd be like a narrow thing, Lawson would be like, hey, level your skills up. And I had to like
my.
slow down and like slowly
Yeah.
buzz through everything.
We had no accidents. One thing that did annoy me though was how much you stopped at 4-way stops. I'm
Well,
like, that actually
I'm
bugged me a little bit. When I was behind you, I'm like, dude, I'm looking left to right. There's no cars coming. You just don't. You
I
don't have
was-
to. We're on a
I
scooter.
wasn't.
Don't stop.
I was just going. I had my blinders
Blinders?
on, so I didn't want to.
So you made sure he looked
Didn't want
for
to end
you.
up in TMZ. THG gets struck by cars on bird scooter.
Jeez, that would be good.
Yeah. So yeah, we finally got to Rodeo. We walked around there, showed him, the stores. We were hoping that we'd see a super nice car celebrity, but it was pretty dry that night with entertainment. It's it was a fun journey, and what else were we gonna do? But at the end of the day, it was somewhat of a dead end.
Yeah, it was definitely long, but it was cool. It was nice out for once. Like when we were in LA last time, it just rained and rained. So this is what it was like supposed to be, like what you hear about with weather wise and all that. And yeah, basically, and then we went back to the hotel and hit up Saddle Ranch again, hoping we'd find some more
Nothing, eh?
action. No.
They were resting for the pickleball
Well,
tournament.
actually, what we did before that was we walked down the Hollywood Stars on the road.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah,
Where is
dude,
that?
it's pretty much like where Saddle Ranch was, but just 20 minutes right. Just go right.
Same road all the way down.
Yeah, basically. And it's surprising what that place is like. Like me and Lawson compared it. If it was like Times Square with the lights and like the Pokemon and like superheroes walking around trying to get you to take pictures. Also like has like that Vegas sense of like walking and like the nice stuff, I guess. And then what was the third one?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
What?
Yeah, with like
the cheap, like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
yeah, like the wax
Mm.
museums.
Yeah,
and,
like the funny little amusement things.
the haunted houses and stuff like that. That's what. So it was those three things combined, and that's what that Hollywood area was like.
You see some cool stars.
Cuddy's. We found Cuddy's
Yeah,
Star.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I saw Cuddy's Stars. Well, when we originally started going by it, we were looking at these names, just didn't know anyone.
Really?
And then by the time you get to the middles, when you start seeing like Michael Jackson and
Yeah.
Cuddy and Shrek and yeah.
What's the
That's-
significance of those again? How do you get a star? Just
It's just
popularity.
kind of like a Hall of Fame thing.
They had like they have like different movie characters in it too, like that are not the actors.
Yeah.
like Shrek. Yeah.
Yeah.
You legit saw Shrek.
I think the last time I was there was a long time ago, and it definitely is not like that cool of a place. I rather walk down like the Vegas Strip than hang out in that Hollywood Boulevard. There's nothing really to go in. There's no stores that you'd want to go into. It was pretty like trashy in a way. But we went to Saddle Ranch. But after we went to Saddle Ranch, we hung out there for like a little bit. We went into a store, and there's these three groups of a group of three guys that came in, and they're like, one guy's got like an earring, like a dangly earring, like an earring off of his hat. Some other guys are they're just like a kind of a group of three having fun, but a little bit off. And me and Frizz are ahead of them in the lineup, and then all of a sudden, you just hear one of the guys being like, "Yo, Cuddy, what are you gonna get?"
What?
Yeah.
Cuddy?
Really?
Yeah.
There was a Cuddy?
There's a Cuddy.
And they had a
me
Cuddy?
Me and Frizz are standing there. I look at him, and we're like trying not to laugh
Yeah.
because that was like hilarious, and we were just joking how. And like the Cuddy was just like a character.
And the
Like,
one
this
guy
was like,
complimented your hat.
"Oh yeah," the guy was like, "Bro, that's a sick hat, man." And
What were you
I was
wearing?
wearing this hat.
Oh,
too.
that
Yeah,
one?
this hat. I'm like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "Yeah, man, that's tight." Like that's what they were.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people they were.
They had a
And
Cuddy.
And then he was like,
Yo, Cuddy.
Yo, Cuddy. Like, what are you getting tonight?
That's great.
I think they were buying wine or something.
Wow.
So me and Frizz were joking how like we just walked past like our hockey guys group in another life. Like it was like it was us if we like were born in LA and maybe took some wrong turns and ended up just
my.
Yeah.
What if you guys actually turned and it was Cuddy hanging out with that group?
or what if they said back like, just like Frizz, chillax.
Oh,
Like, that would have been
that would've
crazy.
been trippy.
creepy.
Or Will.
Did you guys
That would have
flown
been so
home?
weird.
That would have been
Yeah.
crazy. I would have got a photo with them. I would have been like, "Yo, stop! Tell me what your names are right now,
Lousy
and
Will.
you will not believe this."
Cuddy.
Yo, Cuddy.
Yeah, that was funny. It's so random.
Yeah.
So random.
Oh yeah, that sums up her Thursday night there before the big day.
Early bed.
Decent late 12, I think.
Yeah.
Like that.
You guys did a lot Thursday. It's a long day for you guys.
Yep.
we're
It was
pretty
nice.
tired.
So you got 2 extra hours though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it's true. It felt like 2. By
It's
the
pretty
time-
easy to wake up early with the 2 extra hour.
And I got up earlier than him. He didn't. He was snoring though.
Come
That
on,
was
really?
like annoying.
Chris never snores.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it was, but I heard his alarm go off, and I was able to get another hour after he.
An
got
hour,
up.
full hour.
Yeah, I think I remember him. He shut it off once, and then the second time it went off, I think that's when he was like, "All right, okay," and he like said something to himself, like to get himself up.
He pulled the Felipe.
Let's have a good day today.
Back down never what?
Hard work beats talent.
And we ended up going in nice little workout at the hotel gym, which was a
Yeah, it looked insane.
wild gym.
That was a hotel gym.
That was like one of the gyms where you actually want to like be there, and it's like almost more fun because it's like that kind of style.
You know,
and
there's
nice.
something about it. Like, what is the reason that hotels just historically don't have nice gyms?
I think it's just not
Money
worth it for
or-
a lot of them,
yeah.
probably.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I think, I don't know.
It's so weird.
Yeah, they even had energy drinks in the fridge, like these
Really?
energy teas that were just in the fridge you can take.
The monkey bars are pretty cool.
But I knew that we were going to be jacked up on Celsius the whole day, so I only had half of one.
That is
Good.
actually why I didn't take one. I'm like, I'm gonna have an energy drink here at 9 a.m. and then I'm about to go to the Celsius party where I'm
yeah.
bound to
Where
have
they're
minimum
flowing.
of 2. Usually,
2.
you just always have 2
Yeah.
because you always want to have something in your hand. So
Do they not have water?
Yeah, they
I
did.
didn't
No,
have
I had
any
I
water.
had a water as well. But when you're there for 5 hours, that's way longer than a hockey game. So you always usually get one right away to start off, and then when you go empty, sometimes you even dump half just to like you like have to take a photo and you just lose yours. So then you open another one, and I think usually over the course of the time, it's around 2 to 4 average. I think
2 to 4.
I'm
4
sure
Celsius.
you've had close to 4 in a suite.
No, believe it or not, actually, I'm on a no caffeine streak of days right now.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
No coffee, hey?
No, I've been drinking this. It's a tea that's flavored coffee, but it's caffeine free.
Wow.
I had a
How do you-
headache the first day, but now I don't really
Yeah.
feel anything.
You don't feel like, have you felt any different?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
Less fidgety for sure.
but like less concentrated or more
No.
concentrated?
I feel the same concentration wise. I just don't feel as like I don't know, stressed. Like stress coming from caffeine, that type of stress. You know, if you have too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna keep doing that then?
Yeah, I'm not gonna like completely quit caffeine, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's interesting.
limit it to a good amount.
I
Yeah.
haven't had a coffee today either.
I
Now
just
that I
had a
think about
run
it.
gum.
A run gum.
Yeah. But
Well, you let me know how that feels, and
Yeah, feeling
I'll
good.
try it if you.
Let's
tell-
make sure
if
you're
you
not
tell me
drinking
to.
4 energy drinks a day,
Yeah.
though, Loss.
No,
That's a little
I don't
concerning.
do that. No.
No, I feel good though.
Okay. Well, keep me updated.
yeah, it's funny you say that because Jane, one of the Celsius workers, said that when we were talking in like a group, because like I don't have like that much caffeine regularly, she said she could see me kind of like almost like jumping up and down kind of, and I did have like I crushed one of their new
Yeah.
Celsius ones, and yeah, that was like the first time I really felt like a caffeine jitter buzz.
Feels good, hey?
Apparently, I didn't know how to act during that, but
That was the first time ever because
Like-
you drink energy drinks like pretty often here.
But I do them like one. I can have one like in the fridge for like 2 days,
Yeah.
and I'll just like have a big swig here and there. But yeah, that was definitely a lot of caffeine we had that day. But
Yeah, let's get
All
into the
right.
main event.
Yeah. Sorry for taking so long to get there, but let's
Uh-huh.
get into one of the coolest days that I've ever had, which was the day of the Celsius event. So I think the best spot to start this off is that we planned out the day after our little workout in the gym. Is that we're going to start off by meeting the Pointer brothers for brunch, and For those of you that might not know, we interviewed the Pointer Brothers on this podcast, so we had a connection with them previously. And when we went to LA, we texted them being like, we're coming to LA. Do you guys want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, but we're busy Friday. And we're like, and Friz texts them back, what are you doing Friday? Does it happen to be something to do with pickleball from 12 till 5 p.m.? And they're like, yeah, it does. And they're like, oh, bro, we're going to the same event.
That's funny.
And so it was just like a perfect match. And then we decided, okay, before we go to the house, let's meet up for brunch. They live 3 minutes from David Dobrik's house.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we met up for brunch at a really cool cafe. The location of it was
The Garden Cafe.
What was the location of LA though that we were in? Sherwood.
Oh, Sherbrooke.
Sherbrooke, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, the Garden Cafe. It had like
That were Sherwoods were invented.
Sherbrooke.
a ton of plants and stuff that you could like buy in the store, but those are like their centerpiece. Then there's like a big canopy of like vines and all that, which
It was a garden.
yeah, it was we had a few mimosas there, and halfway through the brunch talk, Mike had a nice bird poop on his plate. That was like a funny just break in between the conversation that happened because we were eating outside, and he looks up and he sees the bird just sitting there.
Did he get his food comped or anything?
Luckily it missed, and he was like, well, if I had a couple more mimosas, I'd still keep eating the food.
Oh my gosh.
But no, that was an awesome conversation with those guys.
That
just
was-
like talking content and
Yeah.
Those
plans and
guys
stuff.
are awesome. It went from the first time ever meeting these guys in person to they had me and Friz both like almost crying laughing so hard just
Actually?
right off the bat.
They just feed off each other.
Friz was cracking up harder than I've seen him laugh in
Yeah.
a long time. When
What was it?
they were telling stories about people in their comments and their brand deals and how they're like,
Actually,
I'm sick and tired of seeing those stupid faces.
Yeah.
They had people
Yeah.
saying that on their
Yeah.
videos because they get fed the ad and the video has like 30 million views and
Yeah.
the ratio is just like horrible with likes because it's an ad and it's getting pushed to all these people.
Uh-huh.
And they said they're just getting torn apart. Like, I'm sick
Yeah.
of seeing these guys' faces everywhere.
oh my
like,
gosh.
Yeah, I was
Friz
dying laughing.
dying laughing at that.
Yeah, that was great.
And then the bird thing was also hilarious. But it's just cool how those guys fit in so well, and they're just a great two guys to like go into the party with because I think that helped feel a little bit more comfortable. Like they had actually been to David's house before, more used to that LA scene.
It seems like they kind of had the same upbringing as us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
just in
definitely.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, the way they like talked, and I felt like we almost had the same like lingo and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I think when we go and meet them again, you guys are gonna feel the same way.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see what we had fun with just two of us, but if 7 of us were combined
boy.
together, there'd be quite
Yeah.
the party.
I think
But
they deserve to come to a hockey game with us.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
They
be sweet.
do.
that would be awesome.
Kings game would be awesome with them.
Yeah.
I think that goes to show how even that whole experience was just teed up by the fact that we have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We did decide to interview them, but in general, this show and getting to reach out to somebody and you don't know when down the line you might text them because you're in their city again.
Yeah.
But I think that was really cool how we got to meet them, and we wouldn't have texted them if we didn't originally have a little interview with them for 1 hour beforehand. Kind of got to feel them out, and we're like, they offered, hey, send us a text next time you're in LA. So I just think that this show is kind of tees up some good opportunities already without having like a big paycheck that comes with it or whatever.
Yeah.
Just off the bat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool because that's how it
totally.
like was left off when we ended that podcast. We're like, whenever you guys are in Minneapolis or whenever out there, just let us know.
Yeah,
Let's link
exactly.
up. And it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And yeah, when we pulled up to the house, we didn't know what to expect, but there was like 5 security out there, and we had to go and sign in at the front. And
Metal detector.
no, none of that. But
I actually thought there was going to be.
I thought there was going to be
Thought
too.
there's going to be a pat down or something.
Yeah, no, I totally thought there was too. But yeah, we got through. We were approved, and when we stepped into his house, that was something because it actually seemed like we were on like a movie set or something.
Jeez.
Just the way everything was so perfectly placed and looking, and I don't know. I don't really know how else to
Did
explain
you
it.
go through the front door?
Front door.
It was just wide open.
Really?
Yeah.
You could see down the whole house from the parking lot
Wow.
right through the whole entire house.
Good
Were you
breeze.
sweating? Nervous?
At that point, no. I was just kind of like, I just couldn't stop looking around.
Yeah.
Like constantly just like looking around.
Did it
the
look
whole
the same
time.
as in the videos?
Bigger.
Bigger.
His house was definitely bigger than what the videos make it seem like.
Wow. Were you
Yeah.
nervous, Lawson?
Walking
up through security.
I was like excited. I don't think I was like nervous, but just pumped up.
Yeah, I was just like ready to go see what we can get into.
So who was the first person you guys saw?
It's a good question. I'm trying to think back. Who
I saw
besides the
David at
Celsius
the
team?
end. I saw David at the end. Like when you said you could see all the way through, I saw him there like talking to people.
Yeah. There's a light down on him.
And then I think I saw Natalie right away and Todd.
Yeah, I think those were the first two people I saw too.
Were you guys pretty early or?
We went there at a good time. I honestly wish we went there like a little bit earlier just to maybe catch those people before the other people were there and the music started going and stuff. That's the only thing. Maybe like 20 minutes earlier would have been perfect to secure a couple other interviews or connections or stuff like that. But
The moment I knew that this was not just a party, but it was like a party was when I walked in about 2 minutes in, and all of a sudden I see like the vlog squad, which I expected, and then I see, is that Josh Richards? And I tell Frizz like, that's Josh Richards. And
No
then I see,
way.
that's Brianna Chicken Fry. I'm like, okay, and then that's definitely Josh. And then all of a sudden, is that Landon Barker? And then, who else did I see there?
Hey, I sent you that video the night before of Chicken Fry.
oh yeah,
Did you watch it even? It said that she missed her flight to LA, and I sent it with like the eyes emojis. I was like, question mark, is she
yeah.
coming
I
to
don't
it?
think I saw that. I'll have to go check.
Yeah, I just didn't
No.
expect those people to be there.
Mm-mm.
It was
When
like,
she
wow.
said she's flying to LA, I was like, oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, when I saw that right away, I was like, okay, officially anybody can be showing up there. And then sure enough, right after that is kind of when Taylor Lautner came in.
Shark
Yeah.
Boy.
Me and Frizz were hanging out by the little water fountain because we saw in his vlog that he has a water fountain that juice comes out of. So we're obviously trying to see if it worked. Didn't work.
Ran out of juice.
Yeah.
But then we were right by the front door, so we saw him walking in. Or I did first, and he had these big glasses on. But I was like, asked Frizz, is that Taylor? And then Frizz looked, and then I looked again. I'm like, yeah, I think that's Taylor. And then
Well, yeah, you just hadn't seen him in anything like kind of recently.
He's a
so
short little
it's
guy.
not like you forget what he looks like, but it's just like, again, not someone that's like, I guess, super fresh in your brain. Like you just saw him in something.
I think he's got a super distinctive face. I would
well, you couldn't
recognize him right
see
away.
half of his face.
Even with the glasses on, I recognized him in that photo.
yeah,
Okay,
you always
okay.
recognize people, but you got to understand when you're in person, you have to be 100% sure, or else you look
Taylor.
like an idiot.
Which I actually
Hey, man.
I was 100% sure on everyone I talked to, which I was lucky about because there was two people that I was hesitant on, and I
Yeah.
took my shot and I got him. So
Have you guys seen the grown-ups?
Guy Fieri's son, Hunter Fieri.
You
and,
hesitated on that one?
Yeah, I was like, he could be here. It would be random, but yeah. And then,
You probably seemed like a genius to him then.
oh yeah, he liked it.
Someone knows me.
What was the other guy? The guy I always forget.
Say-
Ross.
oh,
Ross
yeah.
from Riverdale and 13
Is that his
Reasons
name?
Why.
Not his actor name, right?
No, that's his first name, Ross.
I always thought that was his name in the show.
But
Share the Taylor.
yeah, sorry. So back to Taylor. So yeah, he's in the house for like 30 seconds, and he's just kind of standing there. He didn't come in with anyone or anything. And then I go up to him and I say, "Are you Taylor?" And then he's like, "Well, depends on the day, and I guess today's the day."
Oh,
And
that's
so I was like,
funny.
"Oh, nice. Well, nice to meet you." And then we asked him to do the classic thing, the Hockey Guys Hockey Quiz, which we found is a great way to get people to kind of warm up to you if you don't know them, or like it's a great step for us to meet people.
Yeah.
And he was a little hesitant on taking the quiz because a lot of people are when they hear the word hockey because they just think you're going to ask stats or something like that. But no, he told him it's going to be LA based. It's going to be pretty basic. And yeah, he ended up taking the quiz. He did pretty well. And I think the highlight of the day that me and Lawson will share is just the sellies that we got people doing.
Yeah.
I think the hockey quiz is great too because it's like, it's almost a staple with THG now. And it would be like, I've never been asked hockey questions before. I'm Taylor Lautner. Why would someone ever ask me a question about the LA Kings or something? And now if he ever hears about hockey quiz again, it might tie back to your mug asking him questions.
Yeah, and we had the mic and stuff, which always helps. And that's what the Celsius people kind of said, like, oh, these guys are going around doing interviews. Like, it kind of stands out.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just, like, selfieing videos or something like that. But
yeah, no. With what Will said, too, I think then hopefully people will get the hang of it. And, like, we can kind of even take that to any event, which is nice. It doesn't have to be at the rink. It can be, it's probably more fun if it's at a red carpet or something, which is kind of funny. But I'm hoping that, after this run of hockey quizzes in LA, that people maybe take note of been like, oh, can I get in one? Like, you guys doing the quiz or something like that? And then
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
so I think that
get known for that.
People like want to see non-traditional hockey people take these quizzes. No one wants to see like freaking Kachuk doing a hockey quiz. They want to see Taylor.
They want the funny answers too.
Yeah,
and it's relatable like that. It suits the right audience of our audience that is looking for like the basic hockey info, and because that makes it fun when some people don't know and people are thinking. So when you can ask someone a really basic question and they have to think about it, then that's a perfect meetup in the middle.
So you mentioned off camera that David had a bunch of kind of random artifacts throughout his house. What would you describe those like, and like what kind of things were around?
Well, there's the classic Iron Man suit that it's like life size or whatever. That's right by the staircase.
He had two Iron Mans, right? The
Tony
one in the
Stark?
wine cellar.
Yeah, he did, I think.
One in the wine cellar, one under the stairs.
Yeah.
And then he had a Spider-Man climbing up the wall by the stairs.
See, I never saw that. I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then he had a big brass wall with different shades of green, which was really cool to see.
He had his flamethrower on the wall.
See that?
Yeah, that was kind of in the corner to the right.
What's the significance of that?
Like when Elon Musk came out with the flamethrowers with the Boring Company, he got like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
And he was just like, in his yard, kind of when he first got his house, and he just had a flamethrower, and he was just kind of, it was just in a few of his videos, but he mounted that on the wall.
He had a huge pizza. What's it called when you, that clear stuff? It's poly something, like it's in a clear
like a resin.
Yeah, like a resin, and he had all his pizza slices that someone made that for him. That was on the wall. That was a really cool piece of art.
He had a world record book, Guinness World Record book thing in his bathroom.
And his 1 million subscriber YouTube plaque in his bathroom.
In the bathroom.
There's so many little things, like
everywhere.
A giant candy jar, like 2 feet tall. It's massive.
Teen Choice Award surfboard.
Jeez.
A bunch of like huge bottles of wine and just random stuff like that. Guitars on the wall that are probably signed by Elvis Presley or something.
So he's got a good interior design of his house.
Oh yeah, that's why I said it literally seems like a movie set, just the way everything is placed.
It basically is.
Yeah,
just
I guess.
from what his
right.
life.
True.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, the Celsius. So his house was obviously incredible, but then Celsius did their own thing to make it look even cooler. They had like a Celsius like gift shop almost. That's where me and Lawson got like our stuff, with like a tote bag and shirts and other little things. They even had like Celsius like sunscreen and stuff, which I wish I used because I did get a little red.
They're a little red.
But and then they had a giant pickleball paddle and a giant pickleball ball that said Celsius on it, which that was really cool. We got some pictures and videos in front of that.
That'll be Dobrik's next wall piece. You got to keep that.
Yeah, we were This is kind of a funny story. Remember when we were in the bathroom? Me and him went in the bathroom together every time because the bathroom door didn't lock, and there's only one bathroom. That was the only tough logistical thing about the whole day, was that you usually had to wait a long time to get into the bathroom because there was a line.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him went in there, and we're like taking videos and taking selfies in the mirror. I'm looking at all the little trinkets and stuff.
Oh my gosh, taking your time.
Yeah, we were taking our time. I was hoping nobody outside could hear us because we were sounding so dumb in there. Like we're like,
Giggling?
yeah, we're giggling.
We're in
and,
David's house.
Look at that. Look at that.
And we got so distracted by everything. We left out of the bathroom, and then because there's all these other, like, obviously like models and stuff there too, that they were sharing the same bathroom. And when we left, like, there was 2 of them that were coming in after us. And then I looked at Friz, I'm like, we definitely didn't flush, did we?
I remember that.
And I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I know they don't have a clue who we are, but we definitely
Yeah.
just left that. Like, the seat was probably up. We definitely didn't
Piss in the
flush.
seat.
And I told it, and I told him,
Yeah,
we
I didn't even-
we got to get out of there.
Celsius fueled.
I was like,
Yeah.
we gotta let's walk away from that bathroom so that they
Yeah,
Dehydrated
that was
pee.
funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then the one thing I told you guys that I thought would be the guarantee would be David Dobrik's pizza.
Not there, huh?
Wasn't there. They had tacos. They said Celsius people said they had to keep it LA, keep it light.
They have like a Choco truck, or is it out back with everything?
No, it was just like they had like a Blackstone there, and, like,
Nice.
making tacos like that, and then
Fancy.
they had Happy Ice, which is, imagine it like a snow cone, but it's like smooth ice. It's really hard to explain. It's not
Sherbet,
like,
similar to sherbet.
yeah, I guess, yeah, it'd be like sherbet, but like a little bit
Sherbet.
more icy. It's not like creamy,
Yeah.
but it's not like thick, kind of crunchy ice. It was cool. It was kind of
Tastes
refreshing.
good.
It was hot. That's one thing you notice too. If you were out in the sun in the yard for like 2 or 3 minutes, you would definitely like start sweating. But then once you like walked inside or by the shade, that was a nice spot. They even had like a change room for the Celsius athletes or like people playing, because
Yeah.
they are like all just sweating like crazy
Really?
because the court was right in the sun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dang. So let's hear about the Celsius Pickleball event then.
Yeah,
the
that was
actual
the
game, the action.
The first
Some good
game
action.
was Brianna and Josh against, was it David and
I think
Taylor?
yeah, it was Dave and Taylor.
Yeah. That was when it was like, I don't know, like the hype definitely got more and more intense throughout the matches. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't even really that many people watching it, even though those are probably some of the biggest names
Mhm.
Yep.
playing. But no, that was cool. They had a ref that Lawson said he was a pro, I think.
Oh, really?
Pickleball pro.
Knew what he was judging.
Yeah, he was funny too. Then they had like the MC. We talked to the MC for a bit. He was a funny host. Just
Yeah.
like,
Celebrity fitness trainer.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was like just hyping everyone up and like yelling and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that was a fun part of it.
So was it like a round robin? How many teams were there in this thing?
Well, it was 1 game elimination. So what would there have to have been?
8 teams,
8?
3 rounds.
Yeah, 8 teams, 3 rounds. And yeah, it was pretty entertaining, I'd say. Because his house is on a cliff, so a lot of the balls were going off.
And gone forever.
Yeah, so they had like a big tub of like 50 pickleballs in there, which I did take one.
Should have had him sign
Yeah,
it.
I know.
How do you think you would have done in that tournament? You two as a team.
Me and Frizz as a team.
I'd
I
never played
think-
doubles, so I know.
There's
not
your
sure.
answer.
Okay, we definitely would have needed at least 1 hour of practice
Yeah.
beforehand. So
There's more strategy to doubles.
I'm assuming that's in place. I think that we would have beat Blake Gray's team. I think we would have beaten Josh and Bree.
Yes.
I don't think we would have beat Matt and Tyler Cameron. Definitely would not have.
Those are
beat
2 good athletes.
Dave.
Matt James, for those who are
Yeah,
wondering.
Matt James, Dave, and Tay. We would not have beat.
Tay.
I don't even know the other teams.
Tay. I was like, it's Tay.
Know what the first thought
Stephen
was?
Kelly was a team. I didn't watch
Oh,
him
yeah.
play.
Oh, I saw.
Who's
yeah.
Stephen Kelly?
The guy with
The
the,
jacked
mustache.
guy?
and-
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah, everyone.
Is he a good athlete?
I don't know if he was good at
More of a
pickleball or
lifter.
not. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no idea if he was good at pickleball.
But
What other teams were there though?
Like I have no idea.
I honestly didn't see many other teams.
Landon, we would have beat Landon.
Oh, Landon Barker had a team?
We would have beat his team. I don't know who he's playing with, but I just have confidence we would have beat his team.
So you maybe would have got out of the first round.
Yeah.
Semifinals
we
would have been
have
tough.
continued. Yeah.
Okay.
What if you made it to the finals facing off against Lautner and
Let's
Dobrik?
just say
That'd
everyone would have
crazy.
been like, "Who is that?"
Who's
That's
that
what we were
awkward
saying
guy?
is that we did not have the clout to be playing in that tournament
Yeah.
because, if we were in the finals, there was way too many photos and shots of that final match that if it were me and him, it would have lost so much credibility of this tournament of that this was played like this was like a charity match for the competition because why is the two most famous people in like that area playing against random guys that are from Minnesota?
Yeah,
That's funny you say that because that was our running joke all last week. It's like if we were playing and someone beat Dobrik,
Dude.
they would have just reset the whole tournament and kicked you
Imagine the
out.
check. Imagine if me and Frizz had to hold that check
That
and
would
we
be
were
so
part
funny.
of like that trophy because that was like peak content for like David's video that he posted was him and like that was
Right.
like the peak of the whole storyline was that he ended up winning and made good content for his video and this whole Celsius thing itself.
yeah.
But
and
yeah, if it
Taylor
was
Lautner,
us and-
10 million on IG, and
Jeez.
Yeah, me and Frizz, they probably would have been like kind of like how disappointed Gary Bettman would be that that like a low Southern team won the Stanley Cup. Just worst exposure ever.
Yeah.
Got to rewrite the storyline now.
yeah.
So would you guys have lost purposefully, you think? Or
Oh
would
no, I
you,
would have tried to win.
Definitely would have tried, but they were
the
good.
fans would have turned on you
Sophie's squad would have got a nice check.
Yeah, that's what we would have done.
Yeah.
Sophie squad.
there. 50K.
Yeah, that was it was cool seeing the big check because it was blank beforehand, so we got to see them write.
You didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah, and all that, and it was cool just because during the whole championship, Two Friends is just there bumping tunes in the background, and then as soon as that ended, that kind of everyone kind of turned towards the DJ area, and then
Yeah.
party started.
Did you
getting
talk to
started
Two
a little
Friends
bit.
at all?
Yep, we talked to them after towards the end. They are awesome. They we got them to do a couple videos.
Do you know where they're from?
I think they're from LA.
Oh,
I think they're from California.
There's actually a lot of people who asked if we were from LA.
Really?
They're kind of like impressed that we flew all the way from Minnesota to come. I mean, everyone that I talked to was super nice, and again, I guess they are just regular people after all. It's just not.
Weird.
It's
huh?
just
Yeah.
not. You're just used to seeing them so much on other things.
Mhm.
and-
It puts it in a you're right because you watch like Natalie. It's not a TV actor character when you're
Yeah.
watching a YouTube video, but in your head it's like you think it is, or like Jason Nash.
Yeah.
You think that this guy is a actual like movie character, but you really are just watching. It's hard to describe, but it definitely makes your mind like play games with it.
So did you level out throughout the thing and you're like
100%.
like I'm not that starstruck. It's more just important that we're here meeting, having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It definitely got.
I would say that.
Yeah, I would say it got to a point where it was more chill, that they could be sitting next to me, but I wouldn't really care or want to say hi, or wouldn't feel like I had to say hi. Like we'd walk around and pass like right by them. Isn't like
Yeah, the only thing that we tried, we were very close to getting David like to talk to him, and we had our opportunity right after one of the pickleball matches because we were standing on like that sideline part, and it ended like he was right in front of us, and then I was walking up to go and talk to him, and then the Celsius people came with their cameras and their mics and kind
Gotcha.
of did that, and then as soon as that ended, like he had two lanes to go. He kind of go left around the net, or he can go right and run into the hockey guy's trap, and he avoided the trap.
He saw it.
Yeah.
Saw
He
your
knew.
trap.
I was
Yeah.
flipping the mic up and catching it.
Yeah.
Come here.
So,
David.
who is your guys' favorite interaction of the day?
It's a good question. Favorite interaction of the day. First of all, I'll list my interactions. I have Taylor, slightly. Garrett Castro, slightly.
Oh yeah.
Natalie, Tyler Cameron, Matt James, Colin and Samir. That was unexpected as well.
Heath.
I'd say those were like the big 7 of we're not talking about like, we're not including the Pointer Brothers or Celsius or interacting with Frizz.
Yeah, I talked to pretty much all those people too, and then like I said, talked to Guy Fieri's son, which some people know. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is like one of my favorite shows, so I always watched him when Guy would bring him on TV and stuff like that. So we talked for a while, and then I got to talk to Todd at the end. Me and Todd got a selfie. I wish we got him on the hockey quiz.
Dude, he talks to Todd at the end. I don't know what they talked about beforehand, but Frizz, as he's leaving, Todd was having a convo, and he like says like bye to him or something, or he says hi, and then Todd says like, hey, like, see you, man, like, good seeing you. And then I think Frizz said,
I'm Austin.
Yeah, you introduced yourself again, and
what?
he's like, no, like I know I already talked to you today.
Yeah,
something like that.
He
and then
said that, but like he was there when I first talked to Natalie at like the very beginning, but like I only introduced myself to Natalie, and Todd was just there on the side kind of like talking with someone else. So I think he might have just like thought that it was like a double interaction between those two.
Yeah.
But no, he was super nice, and I really wish we got him on the quiz because he seemed to know some stuff about hockey, or he was like enthusiastic about it. So it's our next target.
Todd.
What? Yeah. So number 1, what was yours then?
Oh, number 1, probably like for likeness or
just interaction.
Jason was funny. Jason literally took the Hockey Guys hockey quiz intro, which he didn't hear me say beforehand, took it and basically just did it himself.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. No, talking to Garrett Castro is pretty funny too. We kind of just like talked for like a few minutes throughout the day, just at different spots doing different things, and because those guys are just different in a sense compared to those other LA people, I guess. They're cool. They're cool for sure. But they stood out, obviously, because they had like different colors of hair and shaved heads, and they were actually wearing the exact same outfits.
Really?
Yeah, they had the exact same shirts, pants, and like big, thick chains on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for interactions, it was all great. Didn't really have any
Come on.
rough.
What's your favorite?
Pick a favorite.
Oh, now I'm on the spot. Probably be Natalie's. I felt like she was like the easiest to talk to, and she actually bumped me at the bar one time. We had a little joke going on there. So
what was the joke?
well, I was like, "Oh, it's you," and she's like, "Oh, haha."
You're in, man. You're in.
And then when we were leaving, Austin said bye to her, and then she gave him a hug, and he goes, "Oh, you're giving a hug." That's what he said.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped.
And then she said, "Yeah, I'm a hugger, I think." Right?
Yeah.
She stole Pacer's line. I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger.
Yeah. No, I would have to agree. I think that interaction with her was my favorite as well. That's what I had in my head before you even said that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Taylor's maybe was like the happiest that I got because.
Oh yeah,
I
was
had to send Emma a pic, and she was really pumped about the fact that I got a photo and got to talk to him. I think that was like the coolest thing.
That would probably
But Natalie's was, I would say, she was maybe the most connected or longest that we talked to.
Mm-hmm.
Even talked to her about Dave, how like Cappy.
Vernon Hills.
Really?
Yeah. I said like, yeah, like my roommate's from Vernon Hills as well, and she was actually like surprised by that. Like, oh no way, like really, like what's his name and stuff like that. And
David Kaplan.
David Kaplan, CPA.
yeah.
I mean, they're probably not much older than.
And I said David, and then Frizz goes, "Do David's from Vernon Hills."
You said that.
Who's
hey,
the
Frizz.
other one?
David Kaplan.
Kaplan's the second most famous Dave from Vernon Hills.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, and then 2 friends, I guess they were awesome. We got to talk to their manager. Told them to swing by Minnesota at some point.
Oh,
it'd be
good
a lot
idea.
of fun. And overall, I would just say that everything went very smooth.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
You guys did great. Did you guys think it was harder with 2 people? Normally you don't have that light of a crew doing an event that big.
The only thing that I thought was harder was just like kind of battling between like YouTube and like vertical and horizontal filming, and then who holds the cameras and stuff like that. It's just easier having maybe a second pair of hands to do like YouTube talking or interactions or anything. Just having an extra pair of hands, honestly. I think it was you didn't really need a third person, I guess, in a sense, in a way, like, because for hockey, when we go to these games and stuff, like, we're going to go do stuff in the crowd or, like, talk to fans and stuff like that, where it kind of makes it better if there's more people there for, like, the group sense. But I think, well, actually, Lawson did make a good point. With two of us, again, no one really knew who we were at all, but, like, if there's 5 of us walking around doing the same thing, then I think we definitely would have stood out more and kind of maybe been talked about by other people in a sense in that way. So that would have been nice for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Lawson?
I think the pros were just, it was easier to be on the same page with 2 people versus 5. So whether there was like an interview or thing that, like, we were just attached by the hip the whole time, which was easy, or I knew where he was, versus if we were more,
we have to find this guy, I have to go get this guy.
Something like that can be difficult. Honestly, even for making that music video, it's easier technically for me just to know that we have to flop lines versus, okay, I did Frizz, now I got to think, wait, am I missing Cuddy or am I missing Yelly, or like who do I need to like try to include, but that person's over there. Like, it does get a more complex, but the positives to it are that we have way more communication for other people, can probably get more conversations, more relationships built. The content will just be cooler. Like Frizz said, more people might recognize or know who we are then. But it's cool to feel it at both sides at least, and at least do it where we did do it with 2, and I think we did get content that we needed. It was fun. It was worth it. For next time, same kind of model, I would say.
Heck yeah, you guys crushed it.
Yeah. Low-key, I would say I don't want to let Matt James go untalked about, because he was really, really nice and fun.
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
Yeah, he was great to hang out with. He was really funny and really, like, felt like he wanted to be a part of our stuff too. Like, Frizz interviewed him even on the side of the tournament. He was hilarious to be a part of that.
Yeah, he was enthusiastic.
I want to ask you though, you guys have seen it though. This would be a fun thing to talk about. Who had the best hockey celly? So we asked all the celebrities what their hockey celly would be. Who had the best one?
I mean, Jason's was pretty good. He was kind of running around. I liked that one a lot. But I think number 1, I'd have to give it to Matt, because he said he'd hit the quan. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time.
What else did he say? I hit the quan, and then he's like, I'll
the
do
Dougie.
The Dougie.
So that was probably number 1.
2 friends had a sick handshake. I think theirs was maybe my favorite. Pointer Brothers was good too.
They're expected to be good.
Yeah.
The handshakes were good.
I laughed at Jason Nash's. He had the imaginary stick running around the room. I thought that was hilarious.
He also thought that Sully was the fight.
Well, he thought we were saying Sully.
Oh.
Sully?
I don't know what that means either, but he said, a Sully is when he, like, punched
He's from Detroit or something.
Said Boston.
Boston, yeah. So it was like, it must have been some old hockey.
Dude, he had an imaginary stick in his hand, and he was running around. That was so funny.
No, those are good.
Yeah, I think hitting the quan on the ice would be pretty sweet.
What was yours?
Yeah.
I think Tyler Cameron's was pretty creative and how quick he came up with it. He said that he would score a goal, take a Sharpie out of his skate, sign his stick, and give it to the goalie.
Yeah, give it to the goalie.
Yeah.
That
would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to the
That's
goalie.
good.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to keep doing that.
Overall, it was awesome. It was a really fun trip. I couldn't really pinpoint exactly where I'd rank it and like the stuff that we did this year.
It's different though.
It's
very
different. Yeah, it was so unique, and I think
I'd say, like we've definitely had like way more like fun trips, like where we've just had a blast the whole time. This was fun, but it was almost like exploring fun, or like kind of a different level of kind of meeting people. It was like almost like a challenging fun, like to challenge yourself to talk to these people or get the content you need with a smaller group in a setting that you're not used to at all. That's how I would kind of rank it, I guess.
Cool.
Experience level. I think too that there's no like, what hockey suite now can we possibly go in that we will not feel like, oh, this is nothing now? Because what compares to showing up to that party and seeing everyone? So I was saying to Frizz how it's like the ceiling is so high now that I don't know if I could ever get starstruck again. I think that might have done that to me, that was in person with all these people. Say you're in New York City and someone walks by, it's like the confidence now just to chat with those kind of people is way different than before.
That's huge.
Yeah, and I think it's good. Like, I remember being super pumped. Remember when we went to Florida and like Tyler Cameron was in the suite, and then we found out Anna Stoll, like that.
Yeah.
And that was really cool at the time. But now that happens again, or someone else, it's like, oh, sweet, it's going to be great. But I'm not have that same craziness to it now that we've had this experience.
Could you say the same? Because you do get starstruck.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still probably get that feeling, but I think I won't be too hesitant on talking to them until I have a bad experience. I'm sure there's going to be a bad experience down the line.
It can't all be good.
Bad
I
hockey
go
interview.
try and talk to someone and I'll get shut down hard. But until that happens, my confidence is still high.
That's
and still
great.
buzzing.
That's important. That's the best thing that could have heard. Because
Well, I think our next mission is to find some people and make you guys starstruck again.
Yes. And we do have a couple questions that you guys were wondering.
Yeah, let's go through these questions.
Yeah, I know we definitely talked about a bunch of it. So Taylor asks you, Lawson, or Talon, sorry. What did it feel like? I guess you didn't get to fully meet David, but you said he was your inspiration on creating vlogs. So what did it feel like to kind of be in that same realm?
It's just nostalgic, I guess. It was a fun moment. Like, you're watching a really fun TV show and you're just enjoying life in that moment. Is nothing like a feeling that you probably haven't felt before, but nostalgic and enjoyable. I don't even think that I cared that I didn't talk to him either, to be honest. It wasn't. I could have if I really wanted to, and at that point, it wasn't even about like, oh, I have to talk to him, because at the end of the day, I knew that he wouldn't. That conversation wouldn't meant much. It would have just been,
thanks for coming.
yeah, it would just, right. It wasn't like he's sitting me down to give some life advice
Yeah.
and being like a meaningful, like, oh, I just built a relationship with David. That would have been a different story of then like, wow, I just made a friend with him and now he's like invited me, like, right.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel like I needed that conversation anyway, but it was just, cool for full circle moment to be there.
Yeah, for sure. Next question is, I just missed it. So we know we weren't officially in the pickleball tournament, but did you get to play any pickleball?
Yes, I forgot I was going to tell that story. That after we the tournament was wrapped up, there was a couple hours where there's just open courts, and David and a new partner, which was this girl that was a pro tennis player, and I think she's pro pickleball now, that were kind of doing a King's Court thing, and I played with. Was it Henry or Mike that I played with?
I want to say Henry.
I can't actually remember. It was me and the Pointer brothers. We did doubles against them. Right off the bat, it was just not even a rally for serve. They had been playing for the past 3 hours.
Jeez.
So we come up, and I haven't even hit a ball yet. There's kind of some wind, so you have no calibration of like what it's going to be like. And it's just, all right, they're serving, they're starting. So we started off, and we lasted on that court with them probably 4 minutes because they beat us 7-zip. And
really?
and then
they were trying hard.
and then we were off. It was like, okay, that was fun, but it would have been fun to actually.
Get 1 point.
It would have been fun to compete with them a little bit.
Yeah, you could tell that they were They're going hard. They're doing like the toe slides to get the balls. The girl was literally doing 2-hand smashes.
Really?
It was funny to watch.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Were you saying anything? Just like
I was saying I suck. It's
you,
like,
you didn't
shoot.
you didn't
sorry.
tell Dobrik to chill out a bit?
No, I said nice.
David, go take a break.
I said don't hit it to my side.
I can't believe they played.
I
for
couldn't.
Like 4
I couldn't
hours.
return anything. Like I couldn't even rally with it. It was embarrassing.
Mm.
That's probably why I didn't even want to talk to him after. It was just I just embarrassed myself, and that was my fun thing I did with him. And then I touched his paddle. I said good game.
So,
Actually?
so we're
we
really
touched paddles at the end, and I said good game.
so we're really not very superior pickleball players.
No.
He's the best too. Lawson's the best out of the group, and he got smoked by
He got
Dobrik.
skunked.
I would like singles is different. I didn't have good positioning at all with the doubles. I didn't really know the strategy even. I was just at the net trying to react to a lot of it,
Yeah,
but they were
spiking
way
it at
too
ya.
good to react to anything. It was fun though. Got to do it.
You did it.
Can you name a favorite part of the trip? One single part.
Can you?
No.
Not
That's
the
too
house.
tough.
Dobrik's house.
Well, like that's like to me that's like a
That's just
general
got to be the
thing.
part. Those 5
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, I would definitely just the 5 hours, but it's too hard to narrow down. Probably my favorite part was just collecting selfies. I collected a lot of
You are
selfies.
good
I
at
think I
that.
got like 13 different people.
Actually,
Yeah.
You
You gonna
look
do
at them
an
before
Insta?
bed. Just,
I was
wow.
looking at them on the plane.
you know, like
Wow.
Insta collage.
I told Lawson, I was like, I won't even have enough room to post all of them. But it was actually really nice talking to Heath from the vlog squad. He was like super chill. He actually had a film camera that he was going around taking pictures from. We talked to him for probably like 10 minutes. And yeah, he was just an interesting guy to talk to because back in the day, him and another guy, Zane, they were always like the crazy ones kind of in the
Really?
videos, always up to the shenanigans and stuff. So it's cool to kind of see how they've all, I guess, grown up a little bit.
Yeah,
But now we're pretty much their age of when they were
Mhm.
really.
at the top, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you guys see a lot of the other guys creating content too? Because you guys were nonstop the whole time. Like we're Those
The
other-
Pointer Brothers did a little bit, but again, I think they're also limited and just on what they could do. I know they weren't allowed to go in the pool. They asked to do something in the pool.
Oh,
They weren't
really?
allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was trying to look back at the other influencers' videos that I knew at least that were there, and I don't think anyone had posted anything. Like Garrett, I hadn't seen a video from Garrett, hadn't seen nothing from like Tyler or anything else. So I think a lot of them weren't TikTokers really too. Like a lot of them had millions of followers on Instagram and stuff, but they're not content creators like we are, where they go to an event and they do that. It's more of like they show face and they post stories and maybe an Instagram post, but they're not trying to make set up a tripod and make a TikTok video. Maybe you'll see a day in the life come out or a day experience during it. I would say me and Frizz created the most content
Good
there,
for you
so
boys. Good job.
we'll take home
It's a
that trophy.
THG way.
Yep.
Take home that
You should
trophy.
have been able to keep the big Pickleball pal for that accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Well, awesome.
yeah, great trip. Great trip.
Other
And I
questions
think-
from there? Or no.
Just kind of like what food we ate and stuff. I think Fat Sal's was the most unique thing. We got to go there next time. If we
sounds
all
great.
go back, like I'm telling you, the menu, there was like 14 other sandwiches like the one that I got.
Is that what it's known for? Those big
They have a
Yeah.
pizza
Goliath
sub.
ones?
Yeah.
They have a pizza sub.
Yep.
That sounds really good.
I've
Yeah.
heard of Fat Sales before.
They had a $100 ice cream sundae, which
100
had
bucks.
it was 30 scoops of vanilla ice cream, Oreos, chocolate chip cookies, sauce, whipped cream.
It takes an hour to make.
Yeah,
That's crazy. 30 scoops.
yeah. And then they had a sandwich like that, which was pretty much everything that mine had, but other deep fried things in a giant.
That's crazy.
That's
It'd be
probably-
fun to take down the $100 sundae with you guys.
That would be fun.
That'd be a good challenge for us 5. It'd be
Yeah.
6 scoops a guy plus all the toppings.
That'd be hard. But it'd be fun.
Mhm.
I think my biggest idea that I came out of that experience with was that we're going to tell Celsius that, because I asked them, I'm like, is this it's going to be annual, but they were talking about how they might do it twice a year. So it was confirming with them that we are going to, like, what can we do so that we can play in the next one? It doesn't have to be as big a scale as the maybe annual David Dobrik house one, but if there's 2 a year, tell us, and we were actually going to like do our best to come up with a team, practice, and
Compete.
make a good performance, so that, because we want to play in one. And I think that could be a fun goal now that we've had a piece of this, and they are definitely going to want us to come back, but why can't we play?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, where to next? That's gonna be the craziest like unveiling of who the next.
Yeah, and that would be fun, because imagine 2 of us playing and the other 2 are
Yeah,
like,
it can be like
are watching on the
coaches,
side, or like
hyping you up.
coaches, and it'd be so
Bench
much fun.
warmers.
They should have like a TikToker one. This one was more like celebrity level. I think it'd be cool if they had just a TikToker,
Yeah.
all their TikTok connections,
They will.
like Pointers, us, Garrett. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Do you think the Celsius team roll up to work this morning and they all are sitting there because they just came up with a genius idea and then pulled it off?
They're fired up.
They're fired
I think
up.
so, yeah. Yeah, because I asked one of the Celsius girls too that, like, what is a success? Because I'm here right now, and to me it's like, okay, this is cool, it's good, but how do you guys know that this was good for you? And she's kind of like explaining how the people back at home in Boca at the HQ see stories, and that's always part of it, of that, oh, like, does it look cool from the Celsius stories? And sometimes it's scary for them, because if it doesn't, they're like, oh, like, what was it? Like, did it flop, right?
Yeah.
So part of it is just, was there hiccups? Does it look cool? Did it work, like, run smoothly? Which it did. And I think the next part of it was just for them, like, was the content? How did the content look? There wasn't like specific, how much eyeballs did Celsius get, or like a number to it. I guess it was more of just, did the people there have fun? Did they enjoy themselves? Were there good interactions? Was there good meshing? And did everyone like talk about how it was a success for the creators there, which I believe everyone would have done after an event like that. So I think for them, they're coming home,
Fired up.
selling,
Cool.
doing a hockey
Yeah.
selly into the HQ.
Yep.
That kind of wraps things up, I would say.
Yeah, that's great.
Good
You
job,
guys went to
boys.
David Dobrik's,
Yeah.
hung out.
You guys did super well with the content creation.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Congratulations.
Way to go, fellers. And Celsius, thanks for having the boys out. As always, hope you enjoyed the episode and a little recap of a impromptu Los Angeles trip. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. And as always, please leave your feedback, as we appreciate it more than ever. So, gentlemen, way to go. Thanks for making THG proud. And until next week, sign us out.
See you, Cuddy.